What up, players? It's the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Wednesday. It is the 22nd day of October 2025. My name is Nick. You want to introduce yourself, man?
Hi, I'm Big J.
How would you describe yourself for somebody listening for the first time?
Hey, it's a great question, man.
Thanks, man.
That's a hell of a way to open up. I have no idea.
What? Come on.
I have no idea. I'm a buffoon that got in. Yeah, yes.
No. Come on, you know that.
I'm a credible buffoon.
I wonder what that means.
Yeah. There you go. See? Figure that out.
Yeah. You know what? What better way to introduce Big J than that?
I'm a credible buffoon.
A weird sentence to say, and then him saying, figure it out.
Because when you're hot, you're hot.
Right.
And when you're not, you're not.
That's just because that's what you and I were saying right before we opened up the microphone.
Damn it.
Thanks to the Limp Bizkit.
Listen, today's too early for questions like that for me.
Fair enough. No existential crisis for you on Wednesday mornings?
No.
Or just too long of a week?
Yes.
Got it. So can I check back in tomorrow then?
Yeah.
After you've had a full day of regular hours?
Maybe.
Let's see. Big J's equilibrium gets off for a very long time if anything is affected during his day-to-day kind of process. It starts to really
16-hour days are,
I get it. There are a few. They're not easy.
Cool, man.
No. But I feel like you're more mad at traffic than anything else. Is really what it boils down to.
Yes.
You have to deal with rush hour.
Well, see, it's not something I usually have to mess with.
Yeah.
We don't have to mess with that. And I feel bad for everybody that does.
It's one of the few perks of getting up at the hours that we get up is that usually when we're wrapping up our day, it's when, even though you will hit some traffic sometimes, it's nothing compared to trying to get home on the freeway at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
And I've decided that as much complaining as I do about getting up early, it's way worth it.
All right.
Way worth it.
Big J's happy to sacrifice that. You're going to be happy you tuned in today because you're going to get a movie review courtesy of Big J. He watched Werewolves last night on the Hulu, and it's got a couple of people that were on this show. So the question is, does Big J insult their work, or is it a movie that he enjoyed? We will find out here in a few minutes before we hit 7 o'clock. We have prizes to give you a couple of times over. Some big tickets, Big J, that we're going to be blowing out over the course of the show today.
Yeah, man.
And then we've also got some Boo at the Zoo Family 4-packs if you want to go get your trick-or-treat on this weekend at the zoo and bring the kids and get a stockpile of candy your eyes have to see to believe. I mean, you're going to the zoo, which is already your kid's favorite spot, and then you walk out of there with like a crazy industrial-sized bag of candy because you made the stops. It's a win-win.
I know. I wish we had that stuff when we were kids, right? None of that.
Yeah, no, there were a couple of like trunk or treat kind of things I remember when I was a kid, but even that was like considered a pain in the ass by my parents. So it was like, listen, you go trick or treating on Halloween, and that's how this goes.
Yeah.
And so it was always that's how I would get my candy, and it depended. I would go over to my grandmother's house because she had a better neighborhood kind of a thing, and I had more people that were giving things out. But I still wouldn't walk away with the king's ransom of candy that kids are going to get. Yeah. At Zoo Boise this weekend.
And you also didn't walk away with diabetes.
That's true.
So.
That's true. We also have another clue in the X-Rock murder mystery. Nobody solved it yesterday. And another keyword coming your way for textual healing. So, a busy Wednesday before you. But we have time to play music, damn it. Here's some Pearl Jam. It's Even Flow on the X-Rocks.
Man, she a legend.
E-W-S. Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The morning after with Nick and Big J.
Important stuff brought to you by T Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore. Getting finance at T Mazda, super easy. Thanks to a website, GoTeamCredit.com. Everybody pre-approved, not a single effect on your credit, so try it. Log on to GoTeamCredit.com today and maybe get into your next vehicle tomorrow, Big J.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, you driving out of there? Having a good time?
I'm right.
I'm sure you knew. I'm sure it's set on your calendar, Big J, but yesterday was a big day for the Idaho Lottery. One of the most widely anticipated games and tickets officially on sale as of yesterday. The Idaho $1 million raffle will run for its 19th year. 2 guaranteed top prizes of $1 million American dollars. And ticket sales started 4 o'clock yesterday morning. There are only 500,000 tickets available, which is why it's a very popular game. There's a ton of prizes, and this year they're going to announce the winner on December 29th. And they want you to get your tickets fast and early because, well, number one, it sells out fast. Last year they were gone by December 1st, so they sell out pretty quickly. all things considered. And then this year, they are adding additional prizes, a $100,000 prize and a $50,000 prize on top of the $2 million guaranteed. And then every day for the first 2 weeks, 15 ticket holders will win $1,000. So you buying it early is some sort of incentive to possibly get a bonus $1,000 prize.
Yeah, they've been doing that for the last couple of years, which is why I'm really surprised the wife didn't, mention this. Usually she is all locked in on it and is buying tickets left and right.
Well, maybe you can score some points by sending her a text message and go, honey, guess what's on sale? You want me to pick up a couple on my way home? And she'll go, God, that's so sensitive, Big J. Thank you.
No.
Next thing you know, you're on your way to another A+ for next week.
No, nothing during the weekday counts. That's been made clear to me.
Well, then wait until Saturday to do this.
It'll be too late by then.
All right, well, listen, you have your fate in your hands. You decide what to do. The Los Angeles Angels are bringing back a familiar face, Kurt Suzuki, Big J. Their former catcher is coming back to manage the team. He spent 16 seasons behind the plate for multiple teams, but he beat out names like Albert Pujols and Torrey Hunter for the gig. He'll replace Ron Washington, whose contract wasn't renewed following some health issues, although Ron says that's BS. It's a big opportunity for Suzuki, who spent the final years of his playing career with the Angels and now gets to call the shots from the dugout, dude. Isn't that nice to bring a former player back?
Badass.
Although that rarely works. I mean, it's tough sometimes to come back and manage the team. I'm trying to think of one that's a true, honest success story of recent years of modern. A modern kind of Joe Torre is definitely one of them.
Certainly isn't Aaron Boone.
No, that's and even Boone Bouncer, I would consider him more of a Red than a Yankee, but I understand what you're saying. He certainly played some time on the New York Yankees. There's no doubt about that. But there's been a run of this, like Gabe Kaplan had made a run on a couple of teams that didn't work out, but you never know.
Yeah.
And it's usually catchers. Catchers have a tendency to be game managers anyway.
They're called the smartest player on the field.
And so there's a reason why they continue to come back and give a shot at it. Big J, boy, HBO Max is really going to be on your bleep list here soon.
Oh, no, this came out yesterday.
They raised their subscription costs effective immediately. That's the platform's third price hike in 3 years. So now your basic with ads increases to $10.99 a month. The standard ad-free raises $1.50 monthly to $18.98. And then the premium plan jumps $2 monthly to $22.99. The new subscribers will face immediate price changes. Existing monthly users receive a 30-day notice, and then the prices will increase in November. But on top of this, they've also stated they are cracking down on password sharing as well. So this is a whole new HBO Max.
They are.
This is a whole new HBO Max initiative, Big J. What's your breaking point for HBO Max?
I think we're there.
Okay.
I don't know. Like that particular account was set up through our AT&T account, and so I don't know who's in charge of that.
Not your problem, is what you're telling me. Could be coming out of your bank account, but not your problem.
Yeah, I don't know how. That's gotta. I think we're done with it though. Although I will say, Maddie and Adara, they watch a lot of DC stuff on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of it up.
So all the animation, all that stuff, that's all their gig.
But listen, you come at you too many times, Big J, and they're likely to find their face in the dirt, right?
Yeah.
You better watch out. Big J does not mess around. He did it to Netflix, he'll do it to you.
Till Black Friday comes out and you've got this really ridiculous low bundle, and I got to go create a new email address.
There's got to be. That can't be they're just like, this is already registered. You can't reopen an account with this. Or you want to be considered a new customer, so that's why you do it.
You get the promotional value out of it.
Not a return customer with another email.
Yeah, they don't give bleeps about you.
Got it.
Clearly.
They want you to be a new person, not somebody that's come around and just wants a deal.
That way it can help their subscriber list.
Got it. That they never release anyway. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. It is the X-Rocks. That's the Foo Fighters, My Hero, here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, we may do a makeshift edition of Judge Big J here real quick, but let's start out with an important question. Do you have a nickname for Kylie that you call her on the regular?
It's usually Baby.
Okay. Baby it is. Is that how she is saved in your phone?
No. She is saved in my phone under her name.
Her full name?
It's got a different couple of names.
Okay.
But now, because of stupid iPhone, it's like her name.
What were some of the other names, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't think I want to share that information.
Okay.
It's personal.
All right. What if I said somebody had his wife in their phone as chubby? What would you take away from just that knowledge whatsoever?
I don't know. They must be real cool with each other.
What if then I told you his wife had no idea that's what he called her?
I would say he's headed for divorce.
What if I said that's the mitigating factor as to why two people are getting divorced? Would you be shocked?
That seems very disrespectful.
This happened in Turkey, so not here in the United States, but basically a woman was, I don't know if she was going through her husband's phone or saw like a text message unread from her. I don't know how the situation came to be, but she found out that her number was saved in her husband's phone as Chubby in his phone contact list. And obviously she got very upset with that. She said that it was insulting and had a negative impact on their marriage and didn't want to be married to somebody that thought of her in that particular way. Didn't think that was very nice. And she'd asked for some additional compensation. Because of that, the court agreed, ordered the man to pay his wife financial compensation for insulting her on such a grand scale. Now, naturally, this now has sparked a social media debate. With some are like, yeah, you can't do that. That's not okay. While others saying the nickname Chubby could be endearing. Do you believe that in any way, shape, or if
she's upset about it, it's not endearing at all.
And if the other person doesn't know, that clearly is like that's a bridge you did not want to cross. And so that is why that conversation hasn't come up. It feels like it's an insult, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it's just so disrespectful.
It really is. In all sorts of ways. So I've got no problem that this guy had to pony up. It does feel fairly disrespectful with somebody you're supposed to want to be with in this particular case. And then there are other people that are upset that it's costing this guy money. But listen, I don't know what other.
Good, he's an idiot and a moron.
You got to learn your lesson. You bet you won't do that again. I guess is the only thing that I can say.
I bet that guy's so dumb he would do it again.
Well, he's certainly less influence in the world of money because of the decisions of his actions.
God,
so
I hope he's having to fork over a lot.
It does not say how much it was, just that there was financial restitution for that particular insult in that world. So mind your P's and Q's, treat others around you, especially ones that you are supposed to be in love with and enjoy.
Supposed to love.
With respect and dignity, and maybe you won't have this bite you in the ass. And even if relationships go down the tubes, doesn't mean you have to be disrespectful towards that. I mean, what if your kids see that? You know what I mean? That's not okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's a whole nother thing. Like, when there is that divorce and separation, you have to be careful about what you have and when you have kids and how you treat that other person, regardless of the circumstances.
Right.
I'm preaching the choir over here.
They see that and they understand it, and it's not great. And those of you that have been caught in the middle understand what that's like. It's not fun.
No.
So there's got to be some sort of balance there. And maybe you even think like little tiny things like, oh, at least they'll get her. It's my phone. I could put in my phone. Succubus, whatever I want to put
Satan
in there.
I mean, that used to be an X name in my phone.
So, I mean, you get it, but did it make you feel better?
Yeah.
No, then
every time.
Maybe he should keep Chubby in his phone. Maybe it makes him feel better.
No.
Morning
that was
After
an X.
with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, Big J's got a movie review for Werewolves. Find out how it is next on the X. That's Local H bound for the floor here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Yesterday, right around this time, you guys selected a movie for Big J to watch on Hulu as part of Screaming Dumbass. That movie is called Werewolves. And Big J, I'm guessing it's about werewolves?
Yeah, it's about werewolves, Nick. And I want to say, though, I did have to try numerous times to watch this yesterday. So I made it through, thankfully, and because I was excited to see this, obviously. Like Frank Grillo, we've had him on the show before, Lou Diamond Phillips, Katrina Law, who I dig. She is on NCIS, so she's in this as well. So pretty good cast.
All right.
And Nick, I would say this isn't your standard werewolves movie, kind of typical, where, and what I like about it is we start this movie, there's no like origin of like, okay, here's how this happened, etc. It just, we're in a world where a super blood moon, Nick, exposed a gene that's inside human beings that just turns them into werewolves.
Multiple human beings?
Yes.
All human beings?
If you were exposed to the moonlight, if you like were outside when it happened, you were a werewolf.
Oh, so there's lots of them.
Yes, but then they, go back
Yeah.
to being regular after the moon is gone. And so, Lou Diamond Phillips, and here's the thing, like, God bless acting, right? I love Frank Grillo, but just as much as Denise Richards wasn't a nuclear physicist in The World Is Not Enough and James Bond, Frank Grillo is not a biomechanical engineer. That's not his. It's stretching his capabilities, But he also is a badass. So those two usually don't meet, and it doesn't work very well. But at the same time, he is a part of this scientist group who are trying to figure out this. They've created a serum, Nick, called Moonscreen.
Thank God.
And so they're testing it out because it's another year and the supermoon is about to hit. And so that's when all hell breaks loose. And
so wait, it only happens for a night, or it happens?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, one night. So really what this is, and I saw Frank Grillo do an interview about this, this is Werewolves meets The Purge. Okay. So the beginning of this movie, he is like, you don't know what's going on. He's just prepping their house because he's got a wife and a daughter. And so they're batting down the hatches.
They know the werewolves are coming.
They know it's going to happen. And so just like The Purge, you got to prepare for. And then, of course, the neighbor is a crazy ex-Marine who can't wait for this to happen. And then they've got test subjects, people who have volunteered, Nick, to take the serum. Some who the year before were exposed and were werewolves, and some who weren't.
They have memories of being a werewolf.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And so and some of them are really annoying. Like, they can't wait to be turned into a werewolf again. I mean, it's a little weird. So the thing I was waiting for, and the thing that really defines, I think, a werewolf movie is how that transformation happens and how goofy and dumb it looks. And they did a pretty good job in this movie, despite the fact that it's very, mid-tier budget, if you will. So that's kind of where you get in this movie. And then basically the serum does work for a period of time, but then it doesn't. And werewolves are let loose, and everybody's got to protect each other. So you get a pretty standard, jump scare type situation, and some pretty cool stuff, and some pretty corny ass things happen, just like any horror movie, especially mid-budget. But I will tell you this, it is pretty fun, and I could see this being something that people might want to go to and watch, especially during the spooky season. So just because it's a little different and there's some fun moments in it, I'm going to give this as an approval.
All right.
Not the greatest werewolf movie. I don't know what the greatest werewolf movie is.
That is a good question. What would that be for you?
Right, Werewolves of London.
Okay.
I mean, that was pretty fun.
An American Werewolf in London?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
I didn't mean the Warren Zevon song. My apologies. Ooh.
That's his favorite movie. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your review. Thumbs up for Werewolves, available now on Hulu if you want to check it out for spooky season. We got some important stuff. It's next on the X Rocks.
Spanning the globe in search of news. Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Important stuff brought to you by Boo at the Zoo. Man, this Saturday, this Sunday, we're going to be talking to our friend coming in talking about the zoo, Jeff Agosta.
Yeah.
Boo at the Zoo is going to be on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday at Zoo Boise. It's taken over. It is the most beloved Halloween tradition in the Treasure Valley. Whole family can come out for scores of trick-or-treat candy stations. They got costume contests of all ages, whole bunch more. The zoo is going to be having a takeover all weekend. The X is going to be out there on Sunday, so swing by and get some candy from us on the 26th. But Boo at the Zoo is presented by Delta Dental of Idaho. It's happening all weekend long at Zoo Boise. It's supported by Idaho Pizza Company and the X Rocks. We'll see you out there this weekend. Big J, speaking of Halloween, I'm shocked.
Okay.
I mean, I knew Halloween was big, and it had gotten progressively larger as a holiday that we celebrate collectively over the last couple of years, I feel like. But I don't think I realized how big it had become. According to a brand new survey, Big J, it shouldn't surprise you that Christmas is the number one holiday where families get together and celebrate, right?
Yeah.
Number 2 now, outpacing Thanksgiving, is Halloween. Families get together for Halloween celebrations more here in the United States on a clip than the average family gets together for Thanksgiving. And that's crazy to me. I mean, I don't know if now granted, grew up in a different time. I don't live by my family. There's all these things that play a factor in this. But I don't think there was a single collective Halloween get-together in my family.
No. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't really
Outside of
with
trick or
kids-
treating, but even that was like family members were coming over. It wasn't a party. We were going out and doing things.
Yeah, not our time. I'm not sure when that started, but I know that we, for a while, were the base of operations for a lot of families in the neighborhood. They would come over, we would have pizza, and then, somebody would go out with the kids, and we would stay there and kind of party it up a little bit.
Yeah, that isn't family though, right? That was like neighbors and get-togethers and those kind of things.
Yeah, but I mean, in some respects, we considered them family.
Sure,
so.
I get it. You welcome them into your home with open arms. You watch this.
With
They stole
arms
your knick-knack.
wide open.
And so I understand how you would consider them family. I don't know if when you were putting it together, you probably called it a Halloween get-together, not a family celebration.
Yeah.
But we have now 45% of American families getting together for some sort of Halloween celebration, whereas Thanksgiving comes in at 43%. So Christmas still far and away number one, but Halloween, now come on over for my Halloween party, family. I don't know. I don't know. But it's a thing, and I appreciate it. And hopefully that you're having a great Halloween get-together this year with you and your family serving. I mean, what do you serve for Halloween? There's no Halloween standards right outside of candy.
We got to create some, right?
Yeah. There's got to be some sort of Halloween-themed
Come on,
dish.
advertising people and food industry, let's go.
Big Turkey gave us Thanksgiving. Ham gave us Christmas. What's happening is it Halloween prime rib, Big J? Is this finally the holiday?
No, that's a Christmas thing too.
Yeah,
prime
but
rib.
more so than ham is more Christmassy than prime rib.
Brisket's a barbecue thing. I mean, tacos have got its own thing. I mean, Chinese food on Christmas Eve.
See, too many Christmas things. They're all bundling together. Something's got to stand out.
I got it. Chili.
All right, Halloween chili.
Halloween chili.
Put a little Olay in there, so you got some candy involved, huh?
I mean, that would be.
Chocolate chili.
You put sometimes some people, crazy people, put
That's right.
chocolate in their chili, and not me.
You don't like sweetness and savory to go together. Big J, the Texas A&M football team just made SEC history, but not the kind you brag about. The Aggies were slapped with a $50,000 fine because defensive back Tyreek Chappell sat down mid-game with no contact and had a coach signaling from the sideline. The move was flagged as a clear attempt to stop the clock without burning a timeout. The SEC called it a clear attempt to gain an unmerited advantage and warned that future flops could lead to suspensions, so they're not putting up with it in the SEC.
Make it
Big
obvious. Jesus.
It was if you see the footage, it's about as obvious as you can get. He's looking to the sideline. The coach is waving him to sit down, and he sits down and pretends he's injured. It's not great. It's a very clear look at things.
Dumb.
Big J, Adam Driver. You know him.
Yeah, man.
As little Ben Solo from the Star Wars spinoff.
A veteran.
Apparently, he revealed that he pitched a Star Wars spinoff film to Disney that would have resurrected his character, Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, of course. Mm-hmm. And he had worked together with Steven Soderbergh to put together this movie and this pitch called The Hunt for Ben Solo. And it's supposed to be set after the Rise of Skywalker, the last movie in the second trilogy. And Driver said he sat down basically with the Disney execs, pitched him this movie with one of the best directors that's out there. And Disney were like, nah, we're good. We're good. They didn't see how Ben Solo was still alive. And they didn't think the fans would get it. And maybe they just don't want to tell. Although they're fine with telling the Rey version of events. Rey is getting her own spinoff. But the Ben Solo one, they didn't want to go down.
I mean, yet to really start production.
True. But it's got the green light.
Well, Lucasfilm was all into it. Lucasfilm side of the Star Wars production studios were like, yeah, this is a great idea.
Right. But Disney was like, no.
But I think that came at a time when Bob Iger had just gotten back and they wanted to scale down some of that stuff because they thought they were maybe, doing some damage to the property.
Well, they were coming off of 3 in a row really poorly received Star Wars kind of things. It didn't get back into the public's good graces until The Mandalorian came along. Yeah. And this was sometime between then and there. And so they tried to bring it back. And I think the later trilogy left a little bit of a sour taste in people's mouths, and people weren't ready to want to see that follow down the road. But would you be interested in a Ben Solo movie now, Big J?
Not really.
All right, well, see, then Disney made the right choice. Morning after
but Steven Soderbergh, though, doing a Star Wars movie would be very interesting.
Maybe. I mean, I like Steven a lot. I think he's incredibly talented. I wouldn't say he's got a signature style, though. That would has like a calling card that would make it special in the Star Wars universe, where some directors have that. I just think he's really good and makes really good movies and works with good scripts. But I wouldn't say he's got
don't bring that to the Star Wars universe.
He doesn't have like a Paul Thomas Anderson like established style or something like that, or even a J.J. Abrams lens flare kind of a thing where he's got like a calling card. You know, it's just an interesting kind of guy that does a lot of good movies. And sure, I'd be happy, but it's like, do we need that story? Apparently, Disney says no. No, we don't. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We do need to do some cluing with the X-Rock murder mystery. We will do that next with the X-Rocks.
Light. Stories that are incredibly f***ed up. Oh, man, we're going to hell.
Won't you join me in my own private hell?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Certainly a bleeped up story, Big J, for today's We're Going to Hell story.
Yeah?
But perhaps it's a reminder that sometimes maybe we think our stupidity doesn't have any other, like, kind of real world issues, but sometimes it affects other people. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes you do stupid things, and then because of consequences you didn't think out, other people are impacted. And that's kind of the story about this. It's a We're Going to Hell International, but we're going to South Korea for today's We're Going to Hell story. Big J, woman in her 20s in her apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
She sees a freaking cockroach.
A cockroach.
And gross, right? I mean, ew.
Yeah.
So she decides to do something she's seen on the internet and the TikTok and all that kind of stuff. She decides, well, listen, what's the one thing you think of when cockroaches? They're indestructible, kill it with fire, right?
Yep.
So she grabs herself a lighter and some flammable spray and starts just trying to torch this cockroach in her home. You understand?
Yeah.
Where can things go wrong?
Everywhere.
Yes.
The entire house.
Would you be surprised to find out that a couple of things in her home did, in fact, catch on fire?
I'm going to say couch.
So
carpet.
Now we've got a full-fledged kind of fire going on, not just in this poor woman's living quarters, but also in an apartment building, Big J. So the fire alarms go off in this apartment building. It's in the northern city of Osan, and police and fire crews are showing up to put out this fire, but the smoke is bellowing out pretty quickly on this fifth floor fire, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And things got out of control pretty quick. So there's a problem. Now you've got other houses that need to be evacuated, including this woman's neighbor, who is a young couple in their 30s, 2-month-old baby, and they are stuck on the fifth floor of an apartment that is currently on fire.
Oh, God.
Not great, right?
No.
So, Big J, they're like, listen, we got to get out of here. We need to make sure we get out of this particular apartment. So they crawl out the window. Husband and baby go first. They're able to get off into another part of the apartment complex, jump over onto a roof, and get us safely away. So now it's the woman's turn, Big J. And she falls out of the window.
Oh, no.
Game over. Does not make it. Taken to the hospital, pronounced dead hours later.
Awful.
So now they're like, God, if the apartment wasn't on fire, this poor couple wouldn't have tried to escape through the window because thick smoke from the fire was bellowing through their actual apartment and had blocked the stairway as well, according to local media reports. So now, Big J, this woman who put together a makeshift kind of like blowtorch to take care of her cockroach has got blood on her hands, Big J.
I'd say so, yeah.
So now police are going to arrest her and charge her with a bunch of different particular crimes. Basically, starting a fire, accidentally or on purpose. There's still arson charges in other countries, right?
Yep.
And then causing death by negligence. This is all her fault that this poor woman had to try to climb out of her window to save her life and then fell ass over tea kettle out of it. And so a reminder, then yeah, maybe you want to take a video of you putting together a makeshift torch for a cockroach that you found in your apartment for TikTok. But then, Big J, somebody's dead, family's ruined, apartment is burning down. Was it worth it?
Well, no, of course not.
That's the right answer.
Should have burned the evidence.
I think she
I don't
tried
know how
to.
the fire started.
Yeah, I don't know how she came clean or how quick it took for them to figure out this is what caused the fire. But Mistakes were made. It's not what you're supposed to do. Cockroaches are gross. I get it. But making your own blowtorch is not the proper way to take care of them. If you live in an apartment, calling maintenance, getting some sort of cockroach raid-esque trap that is something that could be used, those are options, I get. But blowtorch probably shouldn't be high up on the list.
Not on the list.
Especially considering how many makeshift blowtorch we're going to hell stories we've had. It rarely works out in your favor.
Yeah.
Usually you set something or someone you love on fire. It's not great. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. Important stuff in your pop culture smackdown on the way next on the X.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
New parents already know this, but having a baby changes a lot of things. No matter how long you've been together as a couple, no matter how many babies you've had before, a new baby thrown into the mix changes a lot of stuff. Sleeping patterns, schedules, priorities, all of these things are shifted when a baby comes into your life, Big J.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
But none more than the conversations you have with your significant other about things. I always have a go-to kind of like response when somebody says that their baby's on the way. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's awesome. Get sleep now while you can. And my number two thing is you have no idea how much you're going to talk about poop. And it is true, according to a new study of about 10,000 new parents with children up to age 4, they found that about 31% of their conversations are about the bathroom habits of their child. Whether it's potty training mishaps or poop disasters or whatever the case may be, it's a huge talking point in conversation. Because, Big J, that baby needs to go to the bathroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if that baby does go to the bathroom, yeah, usually 3-4 times a day. But if it doesn't, Big J, if that baby is constipated, your life is a living hell. You understand? Mm-hmm. And so keeping a track of these things, understanding when the last time your baby went to the bathroom, especially if they're potty training or whatever, these are all important things. And it takes over your life, Big J. Because of that, 61% of parents use humor to actually kind of combat these conversations of like, God, all we talk about is pee and poop. What happened?
It's like the Morning After in between the songs.
That's 99% of our conversations are about pee and poop. And we don't have, and there are no babies to be seen around here. We are mature grown men. And so it certainly is something that comes into play when you have a kid. And, of course, it's a real point of contention with parents as they're potty training. You fear your kid having an accident out in public or having to do a diaper change in a parking lot. All these things are interesting and big parts of your life as you have a child. So be prepared. You're never prepared how much you talk about fecal matter once you have a child in your life. It's just the way that it goes. Big J, WNBA players are about to see a well-earned boost in their paycheck, according to Adam Silver from the NBA, with the current collective bargaining agreement set to expire on Halloween. Silver said players are going to get a big increase, and they deserve it. Right now, WNBA athletes receive about 9% of league revenue, which is far less than NBA players, who get nearly 50% of league revenue. As negotiations heat up, we'll see how the revenue sharing and salary shake out, but they do expect to get paid a bunch more money than what they have been. And that's the WNBA's biggest gripe was it's not that they want the hundreds of millions of dollars of contract. It'd be nice. They're not going to complain about it. But what they're saying is 50% of all the profits that come into the NBA are spent on players in the NBA. Less than 10% of the profits that come into the WNBA are spent on players. And that is a serious difference and gap in between your investment in the product and you just grabbing money because people are jumping on board as sponsors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, in the last year, I got to imagine that a lot of the finances for these teams have changed a lot, too, as, ratings have been up, attendance has been up. That's Many thanks to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and everything that's been going on the last couple years in the WNBA. It's really improving, but it's time that they get paid because the amount of money they're getting paid is ridiculous.
Concur. Big J, Netflix has acquired the worldwide rights to create film and TV projects based around the popular board game Catan and the Settlers of course. The streaming service plans both scripted and unscripted shows, plus live action and animated content. Of course, Settlers of Catan was a board game that launched in 1995, sold over 45 million copies globally, and translated into more than 40 languages. And so they're excited about that. Of course, Netflix has some success previously adapting some video games, but board games, it hasn't done to too much success. I mean, I guess you can count on one hand, maybe even two fingers, the successful movies based on board games, right? I mean, there's Jumanji, and there's, I would argue, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves is good, but there's also a terrible Dungeons & Dragons movie.
Sure.
And there's Ouija, which is awful. Battleship, it dares you to watch it, essentially. And so, like, there is a lot of really bad movies based on just board games, too. So this will be kind of interesting territory for Netflix. Can they come up with the content that people would actually care about?
I mean, Clue
is great, but also Clue 1986. So it's been a while since that movie came out.
You know, there's been some.
Sure. No, I would just say far more unsuccessful than success. But yes, there is a couple that you can point to that were like, hey, this is really good, or at least serviceable. And a lot more you can go, God, they made a sequel to Ouija? What were they thinking? Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. Your Pop Culture Smackdown next on the X.
Pop Culture Smackdown. Right. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, we got a nice Morning After prize package here for Pop Culture Smackdown this morning. Tickets to Adam Sandler, You're My Best Friend comedy thing happening at the Ford Idaho Center Arena. That is cool. And then Boo at the Zoo. We got for you a nice 4-pack for the family. So we'll hook it up with that. You just got to beat me Pop Culture Smackdown, which, to be honest, has been pretty easy as of late. I got like cobwebs up here, man.
It's from that movie Cobweb.
Probably.
It's cursed you.
Yeah.
But
Streaming Dumbass cursed me once again.
If you want a pretty nice prize package, man, Adam Sandler tickets and to check out Boo at the Zoo for the entire family, you need to get on the phone. 208-287-1003. Better yet, you need to beat Big J in Pop Culture Smackdown. Big J, are you ready?
I am.
All right.
Ish.
All right. Hello, the X.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Chris.
All right, Chris, you're up first. Chris, who wrote, directed, and to a lesser extent acted in the movie Reservoir Dogs?
Quentin Tarantino.
Right.
That is correct. Big J, speaking of writers and directors, before Mike Flanagan came along, there was a writer and director that had a really good affinity and working relationship with Stephen King, writing and directing movies like The Green Mile, The Mist, and The Shawshank Redemption. Who that dude?
Paul Thomas Hauser?
Wrong.
You get his name wrong?
I mean,
I combined two people's names, didn't I?
I mean, yeah, I think you were going for Paul Thomas Anderson, but then you transitioned into Paul Hauser, who is the fat dude from The Karate Kid that's also in a bunch of great movies and is really great.
Yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson. Thank you.
No, it's not Paul Thomas Anderson.
Wrong.
As a matter of fact, Paul Thomas Anderson has never written or directed a Stephen King movie, unfortunately. That is not the right answer.
Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks didn't write or direct that either. Only starred in one of those movies, as a matter of fact. But do you have an answer, Chris? You win no matter what.
I'm not sure. Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins in Shawshank. No, the writer and director of all of those movies is a gentleman named Frank Darabont.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Got several Oscar nominations because of those films, but unfortunately, and then went on to create the first season of The Walking Dead.
That's right.
Which was really good. But that, unfortunately...
Which sucked us all in. And then left us.
And then he left the show.
And left us.
Congratulations, Chris. You're going to go check out Adam Sandler, and you're going to go check out Boo at the Zoo. Hang on one second. We'll get some information from you and make sure you're all set and good to go there. The cobwebs remain, Big J.
Yeah, here's the problem. You should just give me the question you give the listener first, because I always know that answer.
Always?
Almost always.
All right.
It's weird.
Maybe. I mean, they're really kind of somewhat random order.
Yeah.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your Pop Culture Smackdown. Headlines next on the X.
It's Headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Presented by T Mazda and the Pre-Owned Superstore. Big sale this weekend. Beginning tomorrow, they're taking over the old Kmart in Nampa for their final $5 car sale of the year. It's at the intersection of Karcher and the Boulevard. You can buy new or used for $5 down. You make no payments till February of next year and get $2,000 Visa gift card with your new car. So there's lots of deals to be had, but also Big J and the X going to be broadcasting live on Saturday from 1 o'clock until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Living the high life with T Mazda and the X. So pop on out there at the old Kmart and get some great deals and win some stuff from the X Rock stock while you're there. Please. Thank you. Headlines are as follows, Big J, the good stuff. You can't do that, and put it out.
The good stuff.
Travis County Corrections Officer Amos Naraway was arrested on misdemeanor contraband charges after he smuggled in chicken wings into jail for $50. Court documents reveal that officials discovered the scheme while monitoring the inmate's phone calls for an unrelated incident. The inmate told a relative that apparently he's got a CO that, quote, had provided him with chicken wings after he sent the officer money on the Cash App. And specifically, quote, agreed to supply him with habanero mango chicken wings from Wingstop for the payment. Are they that good, Big J?
I mean, they're pretty good.
Surveillance footage shows the CEO receiving a food delivery, eating about 4 of the wings himself, and then placing some others on paper towels and handing them to the inmate. Now, as you well know, under Texas Penal Code 38144, chicken wings are not provided or authorized to be provided to inmates. And that's a violation of Penal Code, Big J.
Damn.
Penal. And so he is in trouble and is going to be going to jail for a while for smuggling in chicken wings. Can't do it. I mean, there's some food I probably want to get in trouble for in jail to get smuggled in. I'm not sure.
What is it?
It'd have to be homemade, crazy good stuff, though. You know what I mean? I don't think it would be a random something you could get Ubered to the prison. I don't think it'd be worth it then. Although I guess it depends how bad the food is in prison, right, Big J?
My guess is he didn't think that it was that big of a deal.
Well, he knew what he was doing was wrong. I mean, you don't Cash App a CO if what you're doing is right?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, you know you're breaking the rules. You know what's up. You can't do that or put it out.
Put it out.
Washington, D.C. woman was sick and tired of smelling her neighbor smoke pot all day and wafting up into her apartment, so she took him to court to get him to stop. And guess what, Big J? She won. 76-year-old Joseph Shepard said the smell, which she compared to feces or skunk-like, was coming from Thomas Crackett's ground floor apartment, and it was making her sick. Made it hard for her to be in her home every day. So she sued, and she won. A court ruled that Thomas could no longer smoke weed in his own apartment despite the legality of marijuana in Washington, D.C. The judge said that his use and enjoyment of marijuana is not as important as Shepard's use and enjoyment of her own property. Now, Crackett argued that that he only smoked once a day, never longer than 5 minutes. He said, quote, "Your Honor, I am not Snoop Dogg," end quote. But
he should have said, "I
unfortunately,
am," and then he would have gotten off.
yeah, Snoop can do whatever he wants to do. The court ruled against him. He went to appeals court. He lost that as well. So now he is not allowed to smoke within 25 feet of Shepard's home, including on his own property, Big J. The law took him to task. How say you, Judge Big J?
Just wait around. 76. That apartment will be empty soon.
You're saying time is on his side?
Time is on his side.
Wrap it up with you can't do that. Joshua Garrison faces multiple burglary charges after allegedly targeting homes while he was naked in a Florida neighborhood.
Yeah.
The incidents began on October 7th with residents reporting a nude man forcing entry into homes near their neighborhood. Apparently, one of the people answered the door and there was a guy standing there completely naked. And then he found out that his truck window was smashed, his house lights were damaged. And another neighbor said the suspect went into his shed, grabbed an axe, and came back on his porch. And he's still not sure why he didn't use the axe. He just left it on the porch. Surveilling the footage does capture the man moving through yards, attempting to open windows while he's completely naked. They are investigating what he has officially taken. He's still in custody, so they found him. But put some clothes on, everybody, right?
Please.
We don't need to see that. Nobody does. Not on our Ring cameras, not anywhere. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your headlines. You're officially up to date on everything. Got a keyword coming your way for a little thing called textual healing, and we're talking Boo at the Zoo next on the X. Morning After with Nick and Big J. It's time to check in with one of our favorite people, Jeff Agosta from Zoo Boise, who joins us in the studio. Good morning, Jeff.
Man, I always feel so good coming here. I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate you making some time for us because, I mean, I don't want to assume, but I'm guessing it's probably one of the biggest weekends at Zoo Boise, right?
Yeah, no, this has been probably the busiest weekend coming up that I have ever had since I've worked there in 10 years.
Really?
Because we got obviously Boo at the Zoo.
Uh-huh.
That's coming up this weekend, but we do have our Small Animal Kingdom that's opening tomorrow as well.
Oh, God.
We got a lot going on.
Talk about what that entails. What's going on in that place?
Yeah, so that's the Rainforest Building if you've been to the zoo before. So basically that's got gutted and torn apart, and we kept kind of the shell of it, but we've built brand new meerkat habitat, brand new Aldabra tortoise habitat. There's a cotton top tamarin that got rebuilt. Now that's got an inside-outside that's got a walkway where the tamarins can go above you. The spider monkeys are back, a lot of reptiles, insects. We got a new porcupine. Sandcat's got a brand new building that's right there. And we're gonna have some more animals coming in the near future that we'll obviously announce.
That's crazy. Good job. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, well, it wasn't all me, but yeah, sure. I'm here, so I'll take credit.
What's the process for, maybe you don't know the answer, but for when the animals move into their new, area?
Yeah,
What's
so
that like?
You're saying when they're moving within the zoo.
Yeah.
So usually what will happen is obviously they build the space, so the contractors come in, they build it, and then the keepers will go in, and as well as our curators, and then they'll make sure that the perching and all the kind of things that they need to thrive is set into place, and then they'll get some time before guests obviously come, so they make sure they're acclimated and all that kind of stuff.
It's going to be exciting for them.
I mean, I heard our meerkats, they got a lot more space to dig now. These really stepped it up. I mean, to be honest, these are next level exhibits. Just like we did with our red pandas recently. So, the animals are thriving. They're excited, and I think guests are really going to like how this looks.
It's awesome.
That is awesome. And so is there an official ribbon cutting? Did that already happen?
That's going to happen tomorrow morning.
Okay,
So it officially opens at 10 a.m. tomorrow to the public. But so Boo at the Zoo is the perfect time to come out and see that as well.
I was going to say, yeah, so if you're heading out this weekend to Boo at the Zoo, you can check out a whole new exhibit and get to see animals in a whole new habitat, which is really awesome. And then, of course, Saturday and Sunday, both days, the zoo is being taken over by Boo at the Zoo, which I would argue is the biggest amount of candy in one single place here in the Treasure Valley.
On Earth.
It's crazy how much is going on. I imagine it's going to be a wild weekend there too, right?
It is, yeah. We obviously, like you said, we have these candies. We have our candy stations where people go around and they trick or treat to those stations, as well as we have, I think, more vendors than we've ever had handing out candy as well. So you're going to get a ton of candy. I know the X will be out there giving out candy. And then as well as one of the things that people really like to do is watch the animals get their treats. So they get pumpkins or boxes, and they'll rip those open, and there's a schedule for that. So you get to see your favorite animal kind of interact with something that's Halloween themed, as well as the costume contests that go on throughout the whole day. And those are by age group, and that kind of rotates.
Nick and I were talking about this earlier this morning because, when we grew up, obviously Halloween was a thing, but it wasn't this thing.
Right.
We couldn't even imagine having something like Boo at the Zoo to go to. Just it's bananas, but so convenient and such a great idea, especially in today's era of, who knows what's going on out there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's changed a lot since we were all kids. and I think that's a great thing about the zoo, too, as well. And I know we talk about this every time I come on, but we just recently increased the conservation part. So it's actually $1 of every admission now goes to wildlife conservation. And that's everything from the foothills here to helping red panda habitats around the world and other projects. So you get to come, learn, have fun, get candy. And then obviously, feel like you're something bigger because you are some part of something bigger.
Yeah,
with the conservation.
It's pretty awesome. So tomorrow, brand new exhibit opens up at the zoo for you to check out. And then this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, both days, all day, the zoo has got Boo at the Zoo going on. You can grab more information at zooboise.com. Jeff, are you going to be running around in costumes this weekend?
I'll be hosting the costume contest on Saturday. So if you're there, you say hi to me. I love to talk to people, so it's kind of like what I do,
That's awesome. So, make sure you dress up. Make sure you have some fun. X is going to be out there on Sunday, but either day you go, you're going to be bombarded by candy. It's going to be so much fun. So, make sure you check out Boo at the Zoo this weekend at Zoo Boise. And, Jeff, thanks for coming in, brother.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you so much, as always.
Bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the morning after with Nick and Big J.
And we continue with the Stellar Morning After Prize Package. Tickets to Adam Sandler. You're My Best Friend, man. It's happening October 27th at Ford Idaho Center Arena. We'll get you set up there with those tickets. And Boo at the Zoo, we just talked to Jeff Agosta. We got you a family 4-pack to get you in to Boo at the Zoo. All the candy you can handle, man. That's how it's going to go down. You just need to figure out bad impressions here today.
Phone number is 208-287-1003. If you've never played Bad Impressions before, it works like this. Big J has prepared 3 clues. They all revolve around somebody pretty famous.
A famous band.
It all, of course, revolves around a famous band. And if you can figure out who that famous band is in 3 clues or less, congratulations. You are going to Boo at the Zoo this weekend. You're going to Adam Sandler on, what is that, Tuesday of next week, Big J?
Yeah.
Am I doing my math right? So you have an opportunity to score some pretty big tickets if you can figure it out. Big J, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Then to the phones we go. Hello, the X.
How's it going?
Good, man. Who's this?
Aaron.
All right, Aaron, you're up first. Good
Nick, I
luck.
can't tell you how ironic this is. All right.
Okay.
We're a band from Seattle, man.
Next.
We haven't played a show in Boise since 2001.
Okay, last one.
We named one of our songs after Jeremy because Jeremys are crazy.
I'm going to say Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam is 100% correct.
Nailed it, Aaron. Hang on one second. Other than we were talking about it off air, why is Pearl Jam in the news?
Yeah, it's on this day in back in 1990 that they played their first show, Nick.
That's crazy,
Way back
man.
in Seattle. Yeah, it is crazy. I agree.
I mean, listen, 35 years ago, dude.
And then before, it was at the Off Ramp in Seattle, which is a club I don't think exists anymore. But before that, 2 of the members were in another band. Do you know what that band is?
Mother Love Bone, right?
Yeah, Mother Love Bone, which is an amazing
And you
band.
remember the original name of Pearl Jam, right? Probably played that show under this name and not Pearl Jam.
Ass Monkeys?
No.
Or something like that?
Mookie Blaylock.
Oh, Mookie Blaylock. That's
after
right.
the famous basketball player. But then they changed their name because you can't change your name after. You can't name your band after a person.
Yeah, no, not now.
That's
especially.
illegal. Congratulations, Aaron. Enjoy those Adam Sandler tickets and enjoy Boo at the Zoo. Hang on one second. We'll hook you up. We will wrap up the show here next on the X Rocks.
Hi, it's Dave.
Along with Youngblood, that is called My Only Angel here on the Morning After with Nick and the Treasure Valley's Angel, Big J. How's it feel, man?
Feels great.
Nice, dude.
They have no angel powers, though.
What powers do angels have?
They just can appear, I guess, and
Okay.
help people do things, create miracles.
Okay.
I mean,
they
angels
do the
everything.
creating of the miracles? They don't take it
Yeah.
upstairs to somebody else that does it?
I think they're given certain authorities to do their stuff here on Earth.
I mean, every time somebody rings a bell, they get wings, right? So they can fly around. That's got to be a power, right?
Allegedly, yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool. But I mean, what would you do with flying power anyway, right? You
Fly around, man.
Well, yeah, but you mean your wife looks for an airline. You're good to go there. You're set in the terms of flying.
Yeah, I guess.
But some other stuff might be pretty cool. If you want to feel like you want to sprinkle in some miracles or two, I'm all for it.
What do you think I've been doing here the last 18 years?
That's going to do it for the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. Thank you to Jeff Agosta for popping by and talking about Boo at the Zoo this weekend, the brand new exhibit that opens up tomorrow as well. That's pretty cool. We also had a chance to give away some Adam Sandler tickets. That trend will continue tomorrow. And if nobody figures it out today, another clue in the X-Rock murder mystery. Big J, that leaves you with the floor.
Yeah, I can't believe this. Jeff Goldblum's birthday today. He is 73 years old.
What? That can't be right.
Yeah, born in 1952.
I mean, listen, I guess he's been around since the early 80s.
But he
doing
looks
movies.
great.
Well,
He
yeah,
looks
because he's
great.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I know, but it's just I think I don't know if it's the kind of cream or whatever people are putting on their faces these days, but older people now look much better than older people looked 20 years ago.
Yeah, you got to get some of that cream, right, dude?
Yeah, whatever it is.
I mean, it's some sort of.
Or you just turn yourself into a fly.
Now that's Brundlefly, of course. That was an accident. He didn't do that on purpose. But remember, that was, and it didn't work out well for him at the
I'm
end.
a fly!
I remember something about Cheetah Davis and a shotgun at the end of that movie. Morning After with Nick and Big J. That is it for us. Jason Drew is up next. You guys have a good one. It's the X Rocks.